Decisions. Oh man, here we go. Myself some tea. My crib looking like nothing. Looking like nothing. All right, here we go. All right, what time you got, Cat? A little early, right? A little early. Get my headset. We definitely gonna talk. Let me change controllers. Controller. First comment. I don't see no comment. There we go. How's that? Ah, I took it off mute. This is what you guys are like, the greatest audience ever. What's going on, fellas? Went to get it. I went to go make a tea and whatnot. Um, Welcome. This is the PSL season 3 recap or wrap up or whatever. We are already in the off season. I'm gonna first premise by saying congratulations to the Atlanta Falcons for winning this year's Super Bowl against me. Now it was definitely a good game. I definitely wish I could have won the game, obviously. But it's cool. Hopefully next year I make a nice little run again, and still I find myself in a close. I don't want to say a similar situation because I don't want to lose, but I'll be fighting to get to the playoffs, and then I'll deal with that from there. But so, I'm not haven't looked at Group Me yet, but I know he'll be on. I don't like call him it. I call him TW. He goes by Trick Whitey, but I like TW a lot better. Ain't no next year. Listen, I'm in the AFC, kid. I'm in the AFC. Some big moves going down in PSL. My gosh, it's like the all season for the NBA. Like Kevin Durant just went. What up, High Bridge? I can't even say Kevin Durant went to the Warriors, but it's like I don't know. It's like Kevin Durant left OKC and then I don't know where he went. It might be the reverse. I don't know. I figured out some kind of a nice analogy. Anyway, this guy's available. I'm gonna plug myself in. Um, Jordan Jenkins. I haven't used him. Not my kind of linebacker though. Has a great size, but I don't think size matters too much in Madden, which is unfortunate. This tea is super hot, which is great. Um, I mean, I will take a look at the. I don't know how to look at the. I guess look at the final standings, and we'll look at the playoff run, I guess, right? 2018 schedule. Ooh, was that this year? No, it's last year. Okay, yeah. So we'll look at this. I think it should be in here, right? So we'll work our way from the wild card. You ain't got no O-line, because if you had O-line, you be able to throw the ball. So we got my man Boss over the Bengals, and we'll get to some in a good game, Minnesota defeats the Giants. That was a good game. I think I saw that game. I didn't see Raiders Patriots. The Pro Bowl play. I mean, I can show them. I don't know if I can show them now. I think that's over. I'll take a look. I'll look through a screen or whatever, but I don't think there is one. And Mike over Conan in the wild card. And in the divisional, we had some controversy. My man Boss, like I said, no ill will towards Boss. His connection dropped. But like I said in chat, 2 years in a row, that's eh. But I mean, we all good. We not that I didn't have any beef. He even came to my DMs and said, "Yo, I wasn't coming at you, no kind of way." And I said, "Nah, no hard feelings, yada yada yada," and that's over with. Whatever. I don't like to argue over the internet anyway. For crying a lot, the guys in Canada. I'm not gonna argue with a guy in Canada, no less. Even the guy who was in Jersey would argue with him. Anyway, Panthers over Ford. I think it's the third year in a row where Mike has sent Ford home packing. And I told you guys Mike being a wild card was like a cheese. It was tough. I knew the NFC would be tough because Mike was a wild card. So and that was that. Jags over the Raiders. I didn't get to see this game, and I didn't see the Atlanta game. But wow. I think I want to say Tricky beat him during regular season. But it's hard. I think it's hard to play somebody over and over and over again. I mean, some guys are really good at adapting to a person's play style over 1 or 2 games. I mean, I mean, that's why the divisional games are so tough. You know, you got a guy you see twice a season, and if you guys have both had like winning records, then you see him a third time. Obviously, these guys aren't divisional rivals, but you played them in the beginning of the year, and then you play them in the playoffs. I mean, that's not it makes it tough to win the game. Vikings, Falcons, the eventual Super Bowl winner right here. 13-8, which is I couldn't hold Atlanta to 13 points. Why not being almost of a shootout, so to speak. Um, so in the conference, I beat the Jacksonville Jaguars to advance to the Super Bowl, and the Falcons took care of the Panthers for the third time this season, which is, like I said, is really hard to do. Um, it's almost it's like the guy knows what you're gonna do. It's just tough. It's just tough. And then in a really good game, even though I threw 7 picks, 28-24. I mean, it's a close score. I still had a chance to take. I took the lead at one point. Had the chance to take the lead again late in the fourth. I threw a pick in the red zone, and then he threw a pick. So I guess like 3 minutes ago, and then I guess I threw another pick. So that's that. Just trying to take shots downfield. But congrats. I mean, I don't know where he's at. If if TW shows up, have him to send me a message on here, and then he'll call in. Yeah. I mean, like I said, like I said, Mike being a wild card was a tough spot for anyone to be in. Um, I think the only way you don't play Mike as early is if you had a better record than the Falcons, I think. Um, so give me a 5 or a 10 and we can leave. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Take your time, man. I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush tonight. I ain't got nothing better to do with snowing outside. I went outside, did some shopping already. I ain't going anywhere. And the game in my other league is a sim win for me. The guy can't play anyway. Um, so I mean the big story, not the big story, but I mean we'll take a look at these awards. Draft is coming up. Everybody excited about that. That's Monday night, fellas. Unfortunately, we have to push it back one more day. I mean it sucks. I feel like Sunday night would have been great because Monday I don't have to work on Monday, so it wouldn't matter what time I went to sleep. Um, but what's the difference? I guess one more day. Um, so I think I did these already, but here's your MVP of the year, McClung. Elliott was not far behind. Jackson in third. I'll just go one, two, three. Um, I find stuff out of through Madden by just by playing the game and also doing some research, which sounds ludicrous, but Operation Sports, unfortunately, not unfortunately, but they're a great website. I don't say unfortunate, but a lot of the information is on there, and you kind of have to sift through it. And which that's the unfortunate part. There isn't like a real concrete place to go to get Madden info. So a bunch of guys like myself who play the game a lot and have some insight or some thoughts of how the game may work. Um, I clearly thought Robbie Anderson was the best player in Madden this year. Um, maybe McClung does have a leg to stand on in terms of MVP, but I had a better record. Way more touchdowns, not way more touchdowns, but it was just a really good season. But my guy Jackson and Elliott had solid seasons as well, but it seems like the it seems like the running back has way more weight, I guess per se, when it comes to MVP voting. And the only reason why I argue this is because the running back does more work on his own, so to speak. Obviously, there's an offensive line block of him or whatever, but I guess Madden, whatever. But the same can be said true for wide receivers and quarterbacks. The quarterback needs wide receivers to make catches, and the wide receiver needs the quarterback to and needs the quarterback to make plays. So nobody succeeds without the other in this game. But however, quarterbacks and running backs seem to have a bigger what's we're looking for representation in MVP races because of the way it's weighted the way their statistics are weighted in the game. Um, I don't know the exact stat, but I did hear, and I might have said this already too, that there's never been an MVP at the wideout position in the NFL in real life. Um, I don't know how true that is, but I thought I heard it watching one of these games last week. Anyway, I got Coach of the Year. Obviously, 15-1. We'll do that. So we won't dwell on that too far. Offensive Player of the Year, Robbie. Um, Defensive Player of the Year, Deron Lee. Offensive Rookie, Bojicic, which would have been Jeffries if he didn't go down. Um, but I think both these guys made the Pro Bowl anyway, so I guess they're probably both like quick in or fast dev whatever. The Rookie of the Year, Clifton. I knew it would come down to the two Bills safeties. He does a great job just having them pick the ball off, which is amazing for the safeties. They kind of do a good job breaking. I play him twice a year, so I know these safeties are pretty good. Best quarterback, Dalton. Yeah, he had a nice touchdown to interception ratio. I probably could have won this award if I didn't throw so many picks. I just threw a lot of picks this year. Obviously, 7 in the Super Bowl will let you know I threw a lot of interceptions. Best running back, Cloud. Yeah. And like I said, when we talked about Offensive Player of the Year earlier in the season, I think Cloud was winning it. One, because of running back, and two, because he had a receiving and rushing touchdown combination. Obviously, with my wide receiver, I wasn't gonna have the rushing touchdowns. So, that's well deserved. Robbie will just skip over best offensive lineman, which is really weird to see because you could throw this out the window pretty much. This thing is so inaccurate in terms of best lineman. So all of my guys pretty much became quick dev linemen, and none of them at week 17 was mentioned in best offensive lineman. I've got 3 up here now. Is it 3? Yeah. I've got 3 of them now, and not to mention a guy I had started for a few games, benched for another guy I picked up a practice squad, also made the Pro Bowl. So I don't know how that works. He made the Pro Bowl. He didn't start another game. The only thing I can say, I take that back. I do play him out of a I form heavy sometimes. It's when you get an extra tackle. So he does play, but not as many snaps. So maybe that's why he made it as well. But I don't think that he had enough snaps to make it. But he made it. So I don't know how that worked. Best defensive lineman, Ndamukong, Mack, and McPhee. Obviously all Pro Bowlers. Maybe somebody wants to check for me. Did all these guys on this list make the Pro Bowl? Like I said to you guys, I have mentioned this to EA. I've sent them a tweet that there should be a Pro Bowl list. Make life easier. And amongst the other things, being able to see what these guys did to make it to the list. Best linebacker is Lee, and Gooden is up there as well. I'm debating right now whether to move Gooden inside or outside. He's gotten older. He's lost a step, but he's still one of the faster linebackers in the game. National League Madden. Okay, thanks, man. Appreciate it. I don't know how many subs I got, but I'm just doing a show for my CFM, but if you want to send me a message and we can talk. I'm just giving out some information. But I appreciate you watching, whether you stay or you don't. I appreciate it. What was I saying? Lost my train of thought. Best DBs, Harris, Verrett, in safeties, Green, Clifton made it, obviously. I don't know why some of you guys didn't jump from superstar from normal to quick. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I don't know why they don't jump all the time. That's a good question. Why? I feel like there's maybe like 2 or 3 instances where you can get a guy to jump. Obviously, a young guy making the Pro Bowl on his first year. Um, and to be honest with you, Sev, he may not. I don't know if the number of games played mattered, but he made the Pro Bowl, so I don't know what that is. I think age is a huge thing. Age is definitely a huge thing. But the other thing I think is when you have an injured player and the sub plays and he plays well and makes play of the week, I think that gives a guy the jump in developments. Kind of like you got a guy who you brought up in a not a key spot, but a guy you need to fill a role, and he filled a role and he excelled at it. Um, oh, all right, good looking man. Appreciate the kind words of advice. Um, so yeah, so it's and the kicker's the kicker. Obviously I think field goals and extra points made probably obviously would do this, and he scored a lot. The Texans scored a lot. He threw a lot. So working our way back, we'll go NFC. Cairo Santos, best corner had Cyprian Chekwa, Harrison Smith, who's a beast in this game. I always look at Harrison Smith's numbers, and I try to get my safeties to look like his numbers, and hopefully that they play like him. Eric Reed's another good safety as well. Um, I don't know if the Seahawks have Sherman playing safety yet. Um, Yeah, I try to do that sometimes, but that's a lot of work. But at some point, maybe, hopefully, I don't know. Um, Beasley's a beast. I was so dumbfounded in the Super Bowl when Beasley covered Robbie on a slot. I was so mad. He shouldn't be able to run with Robbie, but he did. Actually prevented probably a big touchdown. Um, yeah, this is an online CFM national. It's 32 guys in here. I don't own I'm not the CEO of the league. I just participate. But this is my contribution to the league is to just do like a recap weekly or bi-weekly. Um, so here's the guy that Ford that Ford got really good in the first round. Brendan Hayden, I believe he's defensive rookie of the year. Lynch, linebacker of the year. Ford does a good job of sending heat and pressure. I played him. I don't know how he does it just yet. I'll figure him out in a little bit, and and then I'll use it for myself. Best defensive lineman, Blackman. He's a beast. Hey, Rob, if you're listening, send him. Let me get him. And I'm always surprised. The Cardinals didn't have a great season, but he gets Kim DJ off really well. Um, Everson Griffin, who I'm surprised is 31 in this game already, is a stud for the Vikings still. Um, the Vikings I know are in cap trouble, as I believe the Broncos are, and we'll look at some teams' caps just see what's going on, um, and what they're gonna do this offseason. Um, I mean, there's some big names out there. Um, there's some big names out there, and they can't make any moves on him really. I've seen a ton of guys leave the Broncos, so he's definitely in the rebuilding stage, and so are the Vikings. And like I said, um, the real Legion of Boom. So that's that. Best offensive lineman, obviously gonna be a ton of Cowboys up here. Actually, there's four up here, which isn't nothing to be surprised at. Um, and we argued about the overall of the linemen. I didn't have any lineman that was above 80, that made the Pro Bowl. I mean, the guys that were above 80 made the Pro Bowl, but the rest of the line wasn't above 80, and they made the Pro Bowl as well. I want to say I sent six linemen to the Pro Bowl, which is ridiculous. I don't know how. That's to let you know that Madden doesn't really give like there's no really rhyme or reason like why six guys on a team that only needs five to go. Yeah, he does play free safety. Best wideout Odell Beckham. What up? Shout out to Dunn who came over late and took the Giants and got them into the playoffs and really beasted with Odell towards the latter half of the year. Um, yeah, it's all good, man. Um, Julio, I wouldn't be so. I mean, I went into the Super Bowl thinking that TW would make more use of Julio, who does not. Um, yeah, I know. It sucks that I, in my opinion, I mean, it sucks that Lynch doesn't get any XP for being linebacker of the year because he's probably like 26 or 27 or something like that, which makes no sense because it takes more to develop him. There should be a quote unquote flat XP rate per se for a guy who makes linebacker of the year or any position of the year. And it wouldn't really affect lesser players or older players. Um, so I don't know. I mean, I would like to see that. I mean, I'm sure you want to reward younger players, but when you reward younger players, and this is like off the dome right here, if you reward younger players, they'll get better really quickly, and they're kind of puts the older guys at a disadvantage if they're playing well as well because you'll get XP, but you won't get enough to make the guy any better simply because you're not giving him as much because he's older, which is senseless because you want to give him more to maintain his level of play, so to speak. I mean, right now Madden, and I'm going off on a little tangent. Madden, technically, like a player's shelf life right now in Madden is like 21 to like 26. After like 26, you kind of like almost want to get rid of the guy. Unfortunately, it's silly though, but you want to get rid of him. You want to move him. I've got Wilkerson. Who just turned 30 and he lost like two in speed for a guy who's slow already. You can't really get that much slower. He's slow already. So that's unfortunate to see. And I don't like to see. I wouldn't mind seeing a slight downgrade in where am I? A downgrade in physical attributes, but the skill set doesn't diminish because the physical attributes do. Not in all cases though. Obviously, if I'm slower, I'm not gonna jump as high because obviously how those muscles work or whatever. But if I'm slower, does my hand skills decrease? No, I still should have a decent finesse move and power move, in that sense. But that's just like for me to think about. Lamar Miller is available. He's been trying to move him. The Giants looking to get some space, and I believe Landon Collins. No, it's not a bug. I think it's the programming. I don't think these guys, in my opinion, I don't think EA tests the game enough. I mean, they probably run through a season and like, all right, whatever, and we'll let the other guys figure it out. I'll give it a thought, man. Whatever other thoughts you got, let me know, man. I wouldn't mind doing some extra stuff, but let me know. Yeah, we'll continue to play as long as we can. As long as this league goes going, we'll continue. I put out these videos. Um, yeah, so I just don't understand. Like I said, Miller's available. I think Collins is available for the Giants. Um, I know the Niners looking to move some guys as well. Elliott, running back of the year. I mean, it's always. I think the last 2 3 years he's won this award. Um, and he's like 23, so he's a definitely. I don't think what else. I don't know what else can you upgrade on Elliott. McClung, we talked about McClung. Oh, he's quarterback of the year and MVP. What up, yo? And he's defensive rookie of the year, like I said. Brendan Hayden. Um, Ford had a remarkable draft. And so we'll see what he does this year in the draft. Yeah, man, just keep watching the videos. I don't go into detail how the players have been because actually there's 32 owners, so I don't really go into detail. But I mean, yeah, man, just stay tuned, man. So thanks for watching as well. And so these are the two beasts of the year. This guy could have definitely been rookie of the year if he played him the whole year. If Spidik, if you hear me, man, you should have probably started Drašović, the Russian Rocket, day one. And he probably would have won this award, and he probably would have been a better quarterback for it. And maybe Schroeder would have won it too. I take that back. Schroeder had a good year until he went down. But Gilbert and Petway, two beasts. I mean, I look at their numbers and it's OD. And his Cyprian for the defensive player of the year. I know Ford wasn't happy with this because of his age. Probably would like to see where is he? Reed. It was Check was not even up here. Maybe Lynch. Maybe it would benefit you if he went to Lynch. But I can definitely see what, like I said, when these older guys get XP, it's not as much. No, no Madden Mobile, sir. Sorry. Just on the console. Um, and so offensive player of the year, Elliott. And there we go. So that was it. That was the awards. Um, to be honest with you, at some point I was aiming for the reception record. Um, but now I can't find it. Career season, here's season. Receiving yards, but there's no. So I got Robbie in back-to-back years, and it's still not better for all the crying that you guys did. After 3 seasons of Madden, I'm only third on the list, behind Demarius and behind Stiddy's Jeffrey. And look at this. Bojicic's up here in 2018. A quiet little 1,900 yards receiving. Catches. Here it is. I wasn't really aiming for this 143. I wasn't aiming for this one, but I wanted to get on this list. I definitely fell short. So I don't know. I probably won't go for it next year because I don't want to. Okay, all right, man. That's cool. I appreciate all that. So where do you want to go now? I guess we'll look at. We can look at the stats. Take a quick look at the stats. I definitely look at see who's attacking who. When I say attacking, I mean who's looking at who. So here we go. Like I said, interceptions were way high. Here I'm probably like third or fourth on this list. Oh, okay, here we go. I'm here. Here's 27. All right, so I cleaned up a little bit, but still. So so here we go. So I don't know if it's finalized yet, but Cam is potentially going to Pittsburgh, in exchange for Ryan Shazier. I believe the teams are swapping first round picks and some other stuff. I didn't really look into it too much. But I voiced my opinion already, and I'll just whatever. I'm a big defensive guy, so that's probably where it comes from. I believe offensive players can be had in Madden pretty easily. I think defensively it's not as easy. So when I see guys give up really good defensive players, even though Cam's a great Madden player, in my opinion, you can find a quarterback that'll help you. You third cheesiest. You can find a quarterback to help you win games, but to find a defensive player, yeah, just send me a message right now. Go ahead, Will. TW, just send me a message, send me invite, and we'll jump on and we'll talk. Um, what was I saying? Oh my God. Oh yeah. So it's hard. I think it's hard to find a very very good defensive player like Shazier in any Madden draft or free agency, or even if you build a guy up, you can't get him to where Shazier is physically. You probably need to play like maybe 10 years and save all your XP to get him the physical stats that he has. And it's obviously it's going from AFC to NFC doesn't really affect. I think it affects the NFC more than the AFC. Okay, cool, man. I appreciate it. I think the NFC probably hurts the NFC. Not hurts per se, but I think it puts. What do I look for? I think defensively the NFC gets an upgrade from that team. I don't really post my game schedules because they're pretty random. But we're in the off season, so the next game probably won't be during the week. What up, TW? What's going on, man?
What's going on, pro?
All right, here we got SB champ, my man TW, who took me down. It was a really it felt like I was gonna lose the game like out of control, then like find a way to score, and then I found a way to throw interception, and then um, and then you find a way to win. So that's, I mean, it's all good though. But so we'll just briefly, I don't know, maybe let me pull up let me pull up the schedule, and you'll tell me about each game and whatever, and how you felt during the game and all that good stuff. All right. So
Yeah,
here
no
we,
worries.
yeah. So here we go. So you hop right to the divisional. You played the Vikings, 13-8. I know you told him congratulations that his defense was stiff, something like that. I remember something like that you said in the chat. But in that game, I didn't get to see it. But what was Minnesota doing that held you just 13 points? You scored 28 on me. I think you dropped 20 on Mike. Um, but he held you to
Uh,
the least amount of points. Um, anything schematically you can see that he
not
did?
not necess- not necessarily. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
just feel like, I mean, his guys were flying around. He stuffed the run. I
Mm-hmm.
want to say I didn't run very well that game, which, if you're not running the ball, it makes things a lot more difficult. Especially he has good corners. I mean, he's got Waynes, Rhodes, Alexander, Harrison Smith back there, so it's
Right.
a tough secondary.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I can't really say. Early on, I had like a four. I was gonna punt it, and he brought like the full blitz,
Yeah.
and it threw me off, and I didn't know a fake punt who to throw to, so he had to taken it. But I mean, luckily, I mean, my defense carried me throughout the playoffs, basically.
Okay.
So,
So all right, so you played Mike 3 times this year. You're 3-0
oh,
versus Mike this season. The third time being in the playoff. I mean, I was just saying to the guys earlier, like to play a guy over and over and over again, eventually you feel like the dam is gonna break. Like eventually you're gonna do something where you're gonna give away not give away a game, but kind of lose that
it's just
advantage you have.
it's Madden, and then at a certain point, you just feel like it's due to happen. I mean, not necessarily you're going to get some crappy breaks or anything,
Right.
but you're playing a guy that much, it's tough to just win
Right, exact
necessarily. And and,
right.
and the thing is, it's not like our games have been blowouts. Every game with him is 3 points, 7 points. I mean, they're battles.
Right, exactly.
So
All right. So, and in the Super Bowl, you forced me to throw 7 picks. I throw a lot of interceptions anyway, so I wasn't surprised that I threw that many picks. But to throw that many picks and to like kind of still be in it, I was like, God damn. So, I look at the stats right now. I don't remember what I did with Robbie. Um, but I was telling the guys earlier, I was really surprised by your lack of use of Julio, which surprised the shit out of me. Um, your main guy is Crawford. I threw 8 picks. I keep saying 7. Um, but why Crawford? Like, and I tell people all the time, like sometimes I feel comfortable with Robbie. As crazy as it sounds, when I feel like I look to make my reads, I feel like I can rely on that receiver to make a play for me. Um, I
yeah,
think I know Julio's better than Robbie, but you lean on Crawford. Um, why? Like I mean,
I mean, for me, a lot of it, I just think it ends up being the matchup. I mean,
hmm
Julio, obviously, guys. I mean, obviously, you said yourself it surprised you.
yeah,
I mean, guys give him extra attention. Sometimes I've had guys switch their better cornerback, who's usually on that left-hand side, right hand
hmm
of your screen.
right,
They'll switch him over, so it ends up being kind of the matchup. And then that guy with he's 92 speed, 95 excels, so he can get loose out there in the secondary. So,
yeah,
but I mean, I don't know. It just kind of works out that way. I try not to key on one guy too much. But I mean, look, Julio is kind of your safety net. All else fails, throw it deep to Julio.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, but you hardly even did that. I don't recall a pass play where you threw to Julio because you needed to get, excuse me, to get ahead. I don't know. I felt like I was kind of waiting for you to use Julio, but it never came. Like I think you threw like 1 pass, 2 passes to him. I think it was a post route, and it got broken up or something like that across the middle.
Yeah, you picked one. You picked one off on him. Your
Oh,
guy had the inside position, I think, on a post route.
Yeah, but
But I mean, but your guys are so quick that it's harder to get over the top on them.
yeah,
So
I was saying the thing. I felt the same way about your team. Even when I saw like the first pick I threw, I saw cover three. I saw cover three. I saw an inside release on the left hand side with Robbie, and I threw it. I threw it as soon as Robbie got shoulder to shoulder with your DB, and then I clicked on. I clicked on because I like to take control of the outcome. I clicked on, and
yeah,
it still got picked. And I'm like, what the hell? So I don't. So your guys do a good job covering. And I said this early in the season. I believe that trade with Randall benefited you more than it benefited Green Bay. And here we are, Super Bowl champion. Your guy had like a pick or two. What was it? Randall had
yeah,
a pick.
it did.
Right.
It did. It paid off. I mean, I gave up that first, which I figured would probably the way I was at that point. I figured, okay, that's a 26th and on pick or
Right.
something. So
Exactly.
I'm not
Right.
going to get a cornerback of Randall's caliber at that pick in the
Exactly.
draft.
And this is what I was saying before you got on, and then I was just to harp on the Cam Shazier trade that may or may not happen. Defensive players are hard to build up in this game, simply because they don't get the amount of touches or catches or throws or whatever reward system that Madden uses um, to give guys XP. And usually, like touchdowns result in a lot amount of XP or picks and sacks. Um, those don't come as often because you can't literally tell the guy, "Hey man, throw me a pick so I can get this guy, get this guy like 600 XP."
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You
exactly.
can't, yeah, you can't do that. So when I see a guy move a really good defensive guy, I'm like, why? I feel like offensively, you can build a guy offensively and make him work for you, but just on defense, it's not the same thing. I mean, do you feel that
No,
way?
no, I agree with you. It's tougher to build up, especially in the secondary. I mean, unless you have a year like Ford had with
Yeah,
Checkwa or something
Checo,
like
yeah,
that. I mean, it's really hard to kind of get those guys up, especially for what the coverage skills cost. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
they're so expensive. I mean, you to upgrade your guy by 5 points over a season could be, 15,000 XP or
Yeah.
something. So.
So, um, so the XP parade, how was it for the Super Bowl winners? Like, how much XP did you
Uh,
see for your guys at the end of the game?
It wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't bad. I mean, it was good. It was a good payout. I mean, it wasn't insane. It's not like winning an award or anything
No, it's
necessarily,
not.
but
It's not. 'Cause I mean, I saw a few guys in
but
the team with
but
XP.
I'm not gonna complain. I
No,
mean,
who wouldn't?
the,
Like, I
the
mean,
guy's
it's
got
the
the guy's
Super
got
Bowl.
that's just an extra couple. Yeah, well, yeah,
Super
exactly.
Bowl.
But I mean, the guy's paid off. True font. I mean, I don't know if it was the Super Bowl MVP because by regular season standards, Madden said he had a bad year and he lost coverage, but then he got Super Bowl MVP.
Right.
The big thing I was stoked about is he's 28 and he's still 93 speed,
Yeah.
93 XL, didn't lose
No.
anything there. So
Another thing that kills me. I was just looking at. I've got Xavier Gooden at 29. The guy was, I think, a Pro Bowler, and he lost like 3 speed. And it's like,
yeah, it's insane.
it's
It's
like, come
insane.
on, like, dude, like,
I
let me
mean,
live a little
Julio
bit.
had 70 catches for 1,300 yards and 14 touchdowns, and he loses speed. Like, I mean, he didn't have a bad year.
Yeah. Well, let me pull up Julio right quick, and let me see what but and I see you active in the off season. I see you throwing your little flag on the players here and there. I'm watching, man. I watch all the good players, the good owners. I like to see who they're targeting. I try to connect the dots to see what's going on. Um, and I mean he's still good, but I mean he's 89 right now. Um, yeah, look at this. So we're looking at right now -1 release, -2 spec catch,
But I will
-2
tell
regular
you,
catch.
if anyone is actually interested in him, and I don't know. I mean, that's why I say he may leave. I don't know. Not to say I'd necessarily trade him. I'd have to see what the deal would be, but he has 24,000 XP as well. So,
Oh,
I
so
mean, that doesn't do much for someone his age. I mean, you might be able to get him up and boost that excel or that speed back up one or something, but
he's still superstar dev. I mean, like I said,
but
I
some of
wish.
these guys, I mean, I don't know. My offense is more balanced. I can imagine some of these guys could take him right now and put up 110 catches for
Yeah,
2,000
I
yards
mean,
and
like
20
I mean,
touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I was saying, I was saying, I believe I was talking to the Steelers after I played him this season. And I'm like, dude, why don't you use Antonio Brown more often? He goes, he's too slow. I'm like, no, he's 89 and 89. He's fine.
Oh
Cause,
yeah.
cause I played with Brandon Marshall year one. I had like 1,300 yards and 95 catches, and the guy literally had like 87 speed. So it's possible, but you just got to know how to use him. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
And some guys are just good at really. I mean, some of these guys you just put up numbers. They're good at getting
Yeah.
the guy touches regardless of what the defense is doing.
Yeah.
Like
I was
that
also
guy's gonna get his numbers.
I mean, I scouted your team before I played you too. I was really surprised by your offensive line. Sneakily, I didn't know you had such a good offensive line. There were tons of guys with like plus 85 in all the categories. And I got it up on the screen right now, so these guys can see what I'm talking about. Um, I know you got like two guys at one position. You probably didn't move them as of yet.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got Favre
Schrader.
is I think still a right guard, and he's my left guard technically.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
Vickers is a right tackle, and he's my right guard. I drafted
Okay.
him. He's a second year guy. I drafted him and moved him to right guard
Right.
because I have Schrader at right tackle. So
Yeah. So you got a 92 guy who's 2 years pro, an 82 guy that's 1 year pro, and then you got a ton of guys with, like I said, plus 80 in all these passing, run blocking categories. I mean, I don't get a lot of sacks anyway, but when you've got a line like that, I mean, I guess standing back there with Schroeder isn't like you're not really worried about checking to see if anybody's getting beat. I mean, and Schroeder's got some good numbers now too. And like
well,
I was saying, you probably
that
would
can
have
be
won.
patient with that arm
You're
too. So
right, exactly, yeah. And also, probably would have won, Rookie of the Year in NFC if you could have stayed healthy.
yeah, that hurt his development because he was
Yeah.
on track. I mean, I think halfway through the season when he got hurt, it was like 17 TDs, 11
Hmm.
picks. I think I was 7-2 after that game. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he was on track, but it is what it is. Just got Matt Ryan managed to hold down the fort.
Yeah.
Play basically every close game possible in my last 7 or 8 games.
But you don't even have Ryan anymore. He's out of here.
No, that was his
He's gone.
last year of his deal, which
Last
freed
year.
up like $20 million
Yeah.
for me.
Same
So
thing with me with Reeves. Reeves left, and I've got 70 million cap right now. So
yeah, which was
uh,
nice. Which was
no, it's
nice.
always a
But
good thing to get some breathing room. Um, yeah. So this year, I mean, obviously Cam leaves your division. Ozona's way leaves your division. I mean, I'm not sure how the Panthers are going to replace Cam Newton. Um, and his, somewhat Mike. I know Mike did that little read option every once in a while, but it wasn't crazy. Um,
no,
but
no.
Shazier's coming to town. So what's happening now? What are you looking at? I mean, obviously, without tipping in your hat, what are you looking to do now? Like, he's got a defensive stud. He's talking 3-4. He's talking about don't dress your running backs. Just leave everybody at home. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so
That's cool. That's cool. No, I mean, obviously, and this is no secret. This is no secret for anyone. I mean, in the league, is
mhm,
it's your offensive line. I mean, if you can't protect, you can't block, you ain't gonna do nothing. So,
right.
obviously, if he's adding Shazier, but that's, I mean, if I have I can run the ball, and that's just something I continue to build. But I mean, you look at Conan. That dude's always drafted offensive lineman.
Yeah, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Mike's drafted offensive lineman. I
Right.
think, to be able to protect up front's going to be big, and
Yeah.
just adding another dude who's 90 speed at linebacker
Which
or
is like
something. So
unreal. I'm gonna pull up Shazier, so the rest of the league
it
can
is
see
insane
Shazier.
because I've got Deion Jones who is fast.
80,
And he's
yeah, he's
88.
88, right? And I think I've got I've not think, but I have Deron Lee, but I think he's 87 or 88.
Yeah,
But
and
here's
he's
Shazier.
fast. I've used
Yeah,
him before. He's fast
nah,
still
he's
too.
fast. He's
So
fast as shit. But he was got Ryan Shazier 90 and 90, hit power 87, tackling 91, pursuit 89, man coverage. Not the greatest, 62 and 67. But I think that's
because what?
respectable.
Because Kuechly's going to be a thumper, but he's like 80 speed, but his reaction's so fast still because
Right.
of all of his play rec. That dude's going to play like he's 85
Yeah.
speed or something. Nah,
play,
he's
right?
still yeah, hell, he's still at 86 speed, 89
Yeah,
excel.
I'm looking
So
at it right now too, right? So he's got two guys in the middle that's pretty much gonna just cover from from tackle box to tackle box.
I'm just gonna
Um,
chop block everybody. That's all we're all
yeah, I
about out
mean,
here, man. Chop
wow.
blocking.
So, so, oh man. So I mean, that defense is gonna probably be really scary next season. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I mean, obviously I don't want to have to play him. But
Well, I
that's gonna
imagine
be.
he's gonna take that pick that he got back and go and get himself a quarterback.
Well, I
And I
can
know there's
assume.
like 4 or 5 of those in the
Yeah,
draft or something.
and
This is a
and
good year for the
and
quarterbacks.
Mike
So
has. And listen, look at this. Mike went to the playoffs. Mike has about to have three first round picks. I mean, I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
understand how the rich get
yeah.
richer in this league.
Mike,
You
Mike, Mike
guys.
wins every year, yet this dude has more picks than anybody.
Mm-hmm. Mike, Mike over here holding the gun to people's head, talking about I'm gonna expel you from the league if you don't send me this guy.
You're gonna have to
Mike's
sign this agreement.
yeah, Mike's
I'm
over here
surprised
bullying.
Browns
Yeah,
hasn't made a deal with him yet to get in
yeah.
this league.
He's bullying these owners. What's it coming down to? He's shaking them down. That's exactly what Mike's doing.
You
He's
guys
shaking it.
making see this? You guys making me out here to fight for my life over here in the
Yeah,
South, man. Come
yeah,
on now.
man. And
So
I feel, and not that I say I feel bad, but the Saints and the Bucks, man, the guys got a tough division, man. These guys between them win 24 games every year. Guys with like 6 losses between the two of you. Um,
well, see, the thing that hurts those two too is they've missed re-signings, they've missed off seasons,
yeah,
they've missed drafts. You can't when you miss that kind of stuff, your team just dies real quick, and
yeah,
it's hard to
man.
come back from that. So, especially when Madden's like, "Ah, you're 28, bro. You might as well move on to the retirement
Yeah,
league."
exactly. Oh my gosh, 28 is like, it's like death in Madden. Um,
It is. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, hopefully they change that next year. That guys don't get such a severe physical penalty for getting older. I tell you all the time. At 28, when I was playing ball, I was still in excellent shape. I still had great bounce, good speed, good first step. But I wasn't declining. Like I wasn't. Don't put me in a wheelchair to come play
Yeah,
ball. You know what I'm saying? I still would have
I
run with
could
some of
I
the
could
young guys.
see like I'd give Madden more credit if it hit at like 30. Okay, at
Yeah,
least in 30, a lot of times guys, running backs, things of that nature.
yeah,
Okay, at least 30 I can understand, but 28, I mean, there's guys, there's quarterbacks hitting their prime, and those dudes are losing accuracy at
yeah.
28. You
Right.
know what I
Losing
mean?
actually at 20. That's ridiculous. Um,
So,
yeah, man. I
but
mean,
yeah, man, I mean, you battled, man. I
I
mean,
tried,
say
man.
what
I
you want
tried.
about your picks, man. It was a 28-24 game, and you had the ball with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, tell
So.
me about it, man. It's just one of those things, man.
Trufant just didn't want Atlanta to lose, bro. He
Nah,
just
man.
wasn't having any of it.
It's all good. Like I don't want to lose those games, but what am I gonna do? I lost it. It's all good, and I know that
What?
the
Well, like
Bills
you
are
said,
gearing
you'd
up.
rather bigger, win big or lose big, right?
Yeah,
You
and
just
yeah, it didn't happen that way. I was in a fight the whole time. So I mean, I listen. I don't know who's gonna come back next year in terms of just the owners who made the playoffs. Obviously, I feel like there's gonna be some shuffling. Um, but I definitely see you, the Panthers back in it. I think to see the Niners back in it. And the other three slots are probably be wide open. I know the Vikings, like I said, have like almost no money. I'm looking at free agents right now. They're gonna lose Diggs. You can't afford to keep him.
oh yeah, that's
Doesn't have
that's
Linval
big out there
Joseph.
too on that market. Who's on that now? Who's on
Let me see.
top?
Let
Oh,
me
Bears,
see.
Steady up there.
Yeah, Stiddy's
Steady's up
not
top
playing.
now.
Stiddy's gonna come in here. Yeah, the Bills put some money on
So
him, but it's gonna be. I see it's gonna be a huge shakeup this offseason in terms of where players go and all that. We see it's already looking exciting. But like I said, congrats once again. 3 years in a row, the NFC has 3 years in an asterisk. The NFC has won the Super Bowl, and so the NFC's got to do something, man. We've got to find a way. Either everybody send me all your good players so I can represent you guys next year, and so you have like a fighting chance to get a bowl. But
well, I've been hearing anyone but Mike since I joined, but all I
oh
see
man,
is this dude with 3 first-round picks
yeah, I
and 2
know, man.
second-round
Listen,
picks.
I find it really
So
hard to trade with really
I think
good
this is some.
teams.
I think this is some bull.
Yeah,
You guys are feeding me out here.
no, Mike is
So, nah.
Mike is not even using GroupMe anymore. He's like sending guys direct text messages. He's like, he's not. He's just like, yeah, listen, man. If you want to keep playing in here, you gotta do some things.
He's serving papers. Need a
Yeah,
signature at the
man.
doorstep. Make sure.
Exactly. But
So, but yeah,
man.
man.
Well, thanks for coming on, man. You
No
know,
problem.
yeah, man. It's definitely cool. Yeah, man. Congrats once again. I don't know what to say, but congratulations. Um,
I'm curious, what was your game plan against me? Because I don't. No one ever. You don't get to ask anyone this really. Like, what are you
my
thinking?
game plan was
I know
probably the
you
same
said
thing.
you were surprised that I didn't go to Julio more,
Right.
which would make me think.
No, my game plan was definitely try to take away Julio. I felt like, when I play, I want to take away the best
Yeah,
offensive
yeah.
weapon.
Well,
Yeah,
like you
I
said, you
want.
talk about you try to look at your
Yeah,
scout, see their
exactly right.
strengths, and try to take that away.
So I try to take that away. And defensively, I don't have a really what's I say? My team is probably more heavy. I mean, towards the back. My backers and my corners are probably, in my opinion,
Yeah,
my better players. Even though Wilkerson, Big Cat, and Richardson do have great numbers, but they don't show it. You know what I'm saying? They're power rushers,
yeah.
I guess. So I never see a bull rush, and even though they have bull rush, I never see like a lineman get knocked back, and then them come in free. So it probably hurts my team. If I had more of a finesse guy on the outside, I think I could get to the quarterback and then hurry some throws or whatever. But as far as what to do offensively, I just want to get the ball out to Robbie and Matthews and Waller.
Yeah.
Pete got hurt, which is my speedy slot guy, which I think hurt me. I didn't have him. 6'3", 94 acceleration, 93 speed.
Yeah.
The backup was like 88 and 88. It's a big difference when you use somebody like blazing past, third and
Well,
fourth
then you're
corners.
used to that guy cutting at that
Right,
speed and
exactly,
moving
too,
at that
yeah.
speed.
And so, but yeah, the game plan was just to like kind of just do what I've been doing, force feed
Yeah.
Robbie until they shift all the defense to one side, and then go the other way with Waller and
Go
Matthews
the other
on,
way.
on the right. But yeah, I see you working on
I,
your usering skills with the middle linebacker. Um,
yeah, yeah. That I think that made a big difference for me this year
yeah,
too,
I
especially
I
in the
I
second
tell guys
half.
all the time, man. It's a game changer. I think I started doing that. I want to say about 3 or 4 years ago. I started using, and it's huge. I can't even play defensive line. I don't even know how to anymore. Um, I gotta watch some boss tapes.
I know.
Um,
I was gonna
how
say
to
I'd
use
have just getting glued to the offensive lineman if I tried to do the D
Yeah,
line.
yeah. It's not not that it's not as effective. I just don't know. I feel like there's too much randomness in it. Even you hit the one button, but you don't. I mean, you don't know if the guy's gonna get that kind of the animation you want to get him off. I believe in previous years, I don't know how long you've been playing. L1 and R1 actually move the arms independently, and you can choose what
Yeah.
side you wanted to swim or
Yeah, you
spin
can
off.
kind of which way
Yeah,
you want to
right.
go.
Using the right stick, the right stick and L1 R1, and you could kind of direct the guy where you want him to go. I would like to see that come back, and then it would really put some skill set in pass rushing, and then you probably see guys go back to using
Yeah,
the
you get
the
guys that
end.
get real good at that too.
Yeah,
So
man. So, but yeah, man. Congratulations. I can't say it enough. Great season. Um, I know, like I said, NFC is definitely gearing up to try to stop you and Crawford, not you and Julio. Mike
that's all
said
right.
earlier.
I got a bunch of other hidden midgets that are
No,
fast running around back there.
I
So
seen them all. I scouted it after the game. I checked out all your midgets, how fast they are and what they got. Like I said, for me like it's a copycat league. So I see what you've done with some of your players. I've already started to incorporate that in my game plan. I won't say it because I feel like you did the hard work. I did the hard work by following what you did. And if guys want to
uh,
know, they'll just have to look for themselves and see what's out there. I don't mind giving away secrets. I ain't giving out all my secrets. So, you know
I
what I'm
hear you.
saying?
I hear
I
you.
got to keep some gems to myself. But
Oh, exactly.
yeah, man. So, all right, man. That's it. That's all I have for tonight, man.
All right, man. Well,
Happy
I'll holler at
bidding.
y'all later.
Yeah, man. Go spend some of that money.
We are, man. We're
I'll
trying. Atlanta's
I'll be
celebrating down here, man.
I'll be bidding on the same guys you're
We've
bidding
been
on.
putting a lot of girls through school. We've been putting a lot of girls through school the
Well,
last few days.
you in future?
Yeah, we on the sidelines over here. All right, man. I'll talk to you
Alright,
later.
man. Easy later, yo. Could you stop? I'm doing my job. Can you let me be professional? I'm getting paid. These viewers are paying me with their time. All right, so there you have it, fellas. Uh, my wife right now she wants some TLC, but no, let's go. Whatever. Um, Congrats to the Falcons. Like I said, um, good owners do good stuff. I saw what he did with some of his guys on offense and defense. It's in here now. Um, and so you got to go out and just go out and see what that is. So as you can see, I was looking at the free agents, and I'm just gonna just fly through it right quick. Um, there's nobody going quarterback. We got Tyrod Taylor. The Bills got rid of him. I don't know where he's going with quarterback this year. It'll be interesting to see who he's looking for, but he's looking to hop into the top 10, which leads me to believe he's gonna go after a quarterback with his first overall pick if he lands a top 10 pick. Osweiler to the Falcons. I can see why he wants to get Osweiler. The arm power is pretty much identical to Schroeder's. And so, that's what you kind of want to do. You want to mimic that backup. Then you want the backup to mimic your starter. Doesn't always happen that way in real life, but obviously this is Madden, so you can do those things. Sam Bradford, I don't know if the Chiefs are serious. Somebody said, "Hey, MrPromax, get out, leave her alone. Don't encourage this." Sam Bradford, I don't know why. We'll look at Sam Bradford right quick. The numbers aren't bad, to be honest with Sam Bradford. That arm power, I don't know. This is the same issue we had last year, I believe, with Alex Smith, but he's in the same boat. And I don't think there's any more quarterbacks being really looked at. Somebody give me a score on that game right now. I don't think the Browns are doing this for real. I think definitely this might be the CPU doing this. Somebody give me an update on that score of that game. Can't think of it right now. I'm surprised I'm the only guy bidding on Melvin Gordon. Would love to have a nice quality backup or a dual back system. Melvin Gordon. I mean, we talked about the Chiefs' problems. I don't know who his running back is right now, but we talked about him not having as good of a back or speedy as a back in Jamal Charles. I believe he has a rookie back there. T.J. Yeldon, Matt Jones. I believe you have to take the bid off of Matt Jones. I think if Boss takes his bid off of Matt Jones, he'll probably place a bid on Melvin Gordon. I mean, Abdullah, I can see where you're going with that. His forward with Abdullah. Ford, I don't know if Hyde is still there. McCoy is done. He's slow. Yeah, McCoy's no longer fast. Who else we got? We'll get some C Sewell. I don't know who this guy is, but two guys bid on a low guy. Ooh, look at this. Look at these gems. I see you. Hulk's looking flabby and sick. This is a nice little back right here. This guy's pretty nice looking. Williams, Zenner. This guy's a running back for them in real life. I think his trucking is pretty good. Who else? Tons of running backs, man. I mean, I think this is the guy that he's off the list for the Browns, Chris Ibushi. I think he's a no-touch guy. I didn't really look at running backs. I have a decent one already. I'm surprised some of the guys that that walked. I mean, I'm always concerned, not concerned. I'm always worried why guys, if you're not gonna re-sign a guy, oh, he was your backup. He's a good-looking backup. Um, if you're not gonna re-sign a big name free agent, why not try to move him during the off season? I mean, during the regular season, you've got 8 weeks to decide, kind of. Um, I think usually the bigger names, kind of, you get to sign those guys a little earlier. I think the lower the overall, the later in the year you get to sign them. I don't expect to see anybody really here. Let's see if I see anybody. Oh, here we go. This is probably another. This is definitely another CPU signing. I won't look at any more Brown signings. Fullback. Here we go. See Atlanta. See, look, Atlanta. You see what Atlanta doing, y'all? I'm telling you guys, like, you just gotta pay attention sometimes, man. This, Green Bay picking up somebody, huh? Decent looking. Oh, I see you done. 27. Anything spectacular about it? About Ripkowski? That's good speed. Nice speed, nice acceleration. Nice impact block. Has nice blocking numbers across. Gronkowski's brother, I believe. I think he's a Bill in real life. I don't think anybody should be. Yeah, it should be no more guys going to fullback at this point. And off to the wide receivers. AJ Green is probably a free agent up until the year begins. I think the Cards were bidding on him earlier. Definitely. I mean, the numbers aren't bad. Oh. His numbers aren't bad. Like, it's just the speed, man. It's just unfortunate that the guy's like 31, something like that, and he's this slow already. Look at that, 31 and 85 speed. That's not. Randall Cobb. Nobody's bid on Cobb. He's still fast. Chargers trying to get him on the low, or for the low. Demaryius Thomas. Wow. No money for him either from the Cards. I'm surprised. But the Cardinals seem to do a good job with older receivers. He had Brandon Marshall, and I believe he had some good. He had some good numbers with Brandon Marshall last season. What, Mimi? Come get these animals. So it's just a two-man race between the Bills and the Bears. I mean, the Bears have Watkins. I mean, the Bills have Watkins, and they have Margarito Higgins. I'm not sure why Diggs. I mean, an excellent slot receiver, but I think he's wasted here if he gets him. I mean, he's got really good numbers, really good numbers. I just think that it's a waste. I mean, you want the slot receiver to be a really good receiver. Oh, but you know what? I take that back. Higgins does have a history of getting hurt. So this could be like his backup, but to pay that much bread for a slot guy in case Higgins gets hurt, I don't know if I'd want to do that. You know, Sanders is free. Marcus Wheaton. You can see with what the Bears are trying to do. They're probably going to spread this ball around the season. From the looks of it, that's two receivers he's targeted already. McIver. Not a bad guy at all, but slow dev, very unattractive. Nice numbers though. I guess if the Vikings had money, I would say that you can easily get this same kind of production from AJ Green. It's the same numbers as AJ Green, and AJ Green is better, and I think AJ Green is still a superstar. So he may want to revisit that if he's got some money to spend. I'd spend it on AJ Green and not this guy. But this guy is a good receiver. But like I'm saying, it's almost identical to AJ Green and Demaryius Thomas and Copeland, the Falcons. Like I said, you gotta watch what the good guys are doing, man. So this guy's pretty good. Good speed, definitely good speed. Release needs work, but catch is good. Spec catch is good. Route running is good. I mean, so he's got him a little project guy right here, so that's not bad. Stallworth, another good guy. Another big guy, 6'4", 91 speed. Like I mean, your guys see the recurring theme. Um, and the Bears weren't too far out the playoffs, I believe. It came down to the last 2 or 3 weeks, I believe, and then kind of like the wheels fell off. Um, but offensively, he was great this year. I don't know if you guys know, but the Bears started a rookie quarterback, I believe, or second-year guy. Um, Jeffrey had over 1,000. Kevin White had over 1,000. And Jeremy Langford had over 1,000. So he wasn't really keen in on any one receiver per se. But he was definitely spreading the ball around and getting those guys involved all through the pass game. So that makes it really hard, especially in the NFC North. I mean, I want to say right now, as things stand, the Vikings are probably not the favorite to win the division because of the loss of all the talent. I mean, he still has Bridgewater, but he doesn't have Diggs. I think Diggs was a big part of his offense. He still has Kyle Rudolph. Obviously, AP's probably lost some points in speed. So definitely rebuild mode for the Vikings. I don't know who else is rebuilding. I'm most positive the Broncos are probably rebuilding. I mentioned it earlier in the show. So he's a 10-win team. You know, he's a guy, 81 catch, decent route running, nice acceleration, elusiveness, 88 elusiveness. You don't see too much elusiveness in this game. I don't see that number being that high for most players. And here's another battle. Oh, so here's another guy, definitely a nice receiver. I probably won't let the Falcons win this one if I can help it. Definitely a nice looking player. But I don't like to get into too many bidding wars if I don't have to. Falcons again. So you see, he's looking to gear up. I mean, these are unwritten stories, guys. You don't have to. Somebody doesn't have to tell you what's going on to see what's going on. Just open your eyes a little bit, and and some of these receivers are really good receivers. Like I was talked about early in the year. It's easy to get the receivers to be better, so I don't really place that much value in drafting a wideout, which may have to change. Maybe not this Madden. Maybe in Madden 18 we come to some kind of the mods or EA, but we somewhere where we can place more value on guys. I don't say forcing guys to draft good wide receivers, but forcing guys to kind of not go and get a guy that's I'll go to the worst guy possible. Oh, Jalen Saunders. Oh, look at this guy. Whatever. We'll go to Jalen Saunders. Getting a guy like this and building him up to be a stud. It doesn't happen overnight, obviously, but something where there's some sort of balance where you can make a decent guy good, but not make him the best of all time. But that being said, it is a game, so the numbers are always gonna be a little bit inflated. You see? Well, yeah. So you went after speed in your first draft, but there are tons of guys who don't draft wideouts. I typically don't draft wideouts, but I've never been a guy to draft wideouts. So Gilmore, who's the Bears tight end right now? I don't think he has one. I got Gilmore in a trade last year. Gilmore was excellent for me this year. I just didn't want to keep him with the money. As you can see, he's asking for 35 mil. I mean, somebody asked me how do I have 70 million cap. I don't tie up guys. If I like a player, I like him. But Croft, look at I'm telling you, man. I don't want to blow it all up. Barnage, okay. Leonard, I like Leonard. Fits my kind of guy. Just to be fair, I give you guys a good look at him. I think just Bolster. I looked at him earlier. I didn't really see what Conan sees in him. But I mean, it's the same guys that are active over and over again. I mean, if you're not gonna, you know, I guess if you're not gonna take care of your team, you won't have a good team. I mean, there's guys out here to be had. Like this guy, I mean, look at the bids. I mean, they're yellow. It's a 32 league, 32 guy league, and the top left tackle is being bid on with yellow, and then the second best guys is all red. Obviously he needs some work, um, but overalls. And the Cardinals are looking for, obviously the Cardinals look at this. So the Cardinals are looking for offensive lineman. Spider, come see me, Spider. I got you, man. Just send over that first round pick. So let's just jet through this. More offensive linemen, and as you can see, like I said, the Falcons have a great line. Shaq Mason, this guy, I didn't even know this guy existed. This guy's a good-looking piece of, and good numbers too, man. Really good numbers. 4-year pro, Georgia Tech. Bills in it, Rams in it. Broncos want the guy for sure. Look at the Broncos out in front. Lions with a quiet bid on an offensive lineman. Glowinski. Let's see if there's anybody. All right, I'll stop at 70. I won't look. So the Rams got a bid. Oh, he's on here by himself. And like I said, I mean, 32 owners, same guys bidding, the same 7, 8 teams making bids. I mean, there should be like literally. Every team should be represented in this free agency at some point, but it's always the same couple of teams. So here's the Vikings on Boone. I guess he's finding a way to clear up some cap. Pouncey. Didn't see it. Oh, wow. Pouncey took a hit. Woof. Pouncey took a hit. See the progression. I can't even see the progression. And he's got quick. So, I mean, the Bears had a good year. If you can get Pouncey to be, up a little bit, he should be all right. I mean, and I think we reset the confidence, right, at the beginning of the year. So he'll be at 50, and these numbers will be all right. And I believe that that's the right thing to do. I think every year, every team, every player believes they have a chance to win. Those numbers shouldn't carry over from year to year. Or from season to season, rather. Let's go to right guard. Nobody really bidding anybody right guard. I know the big one's coming up. I just try to keep you guys in suspense a little longer. And these are some decent numbers, man. I don't have any problem playing young guys. So here's the battle right here for Humphreys. In my scheme, he's only 78, but the Cards are out there at 157. Broncos not playing no games. And just to show you guys, I'm gonna just go bid on this guy right now, right? I'm at 78, and I'm 5th. So these guys are putting out money. I don't want to play with the money too much. So I want you guys to do your own work. So they're gonna pay this guy. They're definitely gonna pay this guy. It's close to double. So you can only imagine what they're paying this guy per year. I'm offered him 12 mil. I can probably assume that they're paying up to like 24 mil a year for this guy, total. So let me just withdraw my bid. Like I said, I won't do any more Brown stuff. And so, yeah. So Chandler Jones, the Falcons spending money. He freed up some money. Matt Ryan's gone. He's got some cash. And this guy goes from potentially from the Panthers to the Falcons. So that could be interesting to see how that plays out. Calais Campbell left to walk. He went back to go get him, which is fine by me. Those are GM moves. Not my kind of end, but definitely some nice numbers to look at. But I've got ends. Doesn't mean I don't want to get better players. All right, Huber, Clark, Hampton. This guy's interesting to see. Definitely a nice looking player too. I'm not gonna blow up everybody's spot. I mean, you guys do your own work. I don't want to blow up everybody. Casey, I like Casey. Not that I don't really need him, but I feel like definitely give me a nice little boost. For some of those um defensive when you change, 4-3, you go to like a 46 or whatever, and just get some extra pressure. That was my big issue this year. Not enough quick pressure to affect the passing game as much. So let's go. We're rounding out the end. I mean, if you guys want to ask me anything, you want to bring up anything in particular. Yeah, I don't see anything here. And everybody runs their team differently. Like I've got a way that I like my players. I'm sure everybody does. So if I don't see a value in a guy, it doesn't mean it's not a bad player. I just don't understand the other owner's logic, and I shouldn't. That's not for me to decide if his moves make sense or not, which is kind of difficult in terms of when me being a trade moderator. I try to take all that stuff into consideration, but at the end of the day, if two guys agree to a deal and they feel like it's fair between themselves, it's really hard to say no. But like there's only a few deals that are crazy. And most of you guys who've been here have earned the trust of the league. Obviously, you've been here for 3 seasons. This is like kind of that point where you really make those crazy deals that would never happen in real life, and we can respect it. Here's a bid on Monteteo. I don't know why. I know Ford loved him for whatever reason. Just a ball player, I guess. Kirksey, Jatavius Brown. Hey, look at this guy. I mean the Bears looking to make some moves, man. NFC North may have a new winner this offseason. This might be the first bid I've seen for the Redskins. Let's see what this guy looks like. Definitely some good numbers. Definitely some good numbers. I'm more well versed, in my opinion, in a 3-4 than a 4-3. So Molden, who I traded, Cromartie. Definitely a nice looking guy right here. But this might be it after I'm done. After I'm done going through these free agents, I don't really have anything else to add. Dominic Rogers, Cromartie. Still a decent corner. I feel like this year having 90 plus speed doesn't really mean that much. Not that it doesn't mean that much, but it doesn't really. A corner like this can be effective. What I'm trying to say, like he doesn't have to be that blazing fast guy that we all think we need, but would love to have. Here's Rowe, definitely a good corner. Souther, I think he was a Falcon in the Super Bowl. I want to say he was. Watkins is definitely still pretty good. Ricard, this guy was on my squad, just couldn't keep him. Definitely some good numbers. Got a few picks for me. But that's the difference. Like some guys will try to keep all those guys, and then you gotta say to yourself, I mean, he's not gonna play every down or whatever. Yeah, see, he was a Falcon. See, he's not gonna play every down, so there's no need to really like try to hoard him. I mean, it only hurts you if you hoard guys. And here's the Falcons looking to get more DB support. Yeah, I mean, if this guy's, he's got Trufant, he's got Randall, and if this guy's inside as a slot guy, it could spell trouble for the NFC. And let's go to safeties. I think the model for safeties is Harrison Smith and whoever the Bills have back now. I think Parker and Clifton. In my opinion, those are like, if you combine those two players, you probably have the best safety ever. But yeah, you can see like some of these. Look at this. There's no real need. Not a real need for the safeties, but he's been on Rashad Jones. And this is probably a smart move for him. And you got Talib back there. And so, I mean, I wish I could see who's. I mean, I wish I could like look at which teams have placed bids, so I can see how many teams placed bids. I'm sure there's teams that have no bids. Um, I didn't see the Falcons bid. I meant the Falcons. I didn't see the Dolphins bid on anyone. Um, I haven't seen the bid from the Seahawks. Um, just going around and leaving my head. Nothing from the Texans. Nothing from the Jags. Nothing from the Colts. I don't know if the guys are around or not. Um, but team building is a huge process. It's and maybe you don't need the guy per se right away to play, but if you can snag a guy who's like fourth in somebody's depth chart, make him your second guy, and develop him, you can have a nice decent player, and that's why I'm so glad for the practice squad. Um, I mean, it serves exactly that purpose. So Bears looking to get a kicker. Let's see what he's looking like. Oh, yup, 92 kick power for that Windy City. Uh, the Bears are active this year, man. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's got 9, 10 wins in him this year. We haven't seen the schedules as yet. Look at this, under the radar. Oh, I feel like I'm blowing up a guy's spot, but this is my job, man. Investigative, Maddenism or something. Um, so I think we advanced at 8 tonight, which is in like 15 minutes. So I'm gonna hop off this. Um, we're gonna pay some bills. I'm joking. I don't have any bills. I mean, I have bills to pay, but not here. And I'm gonna go through here and play some new bids. Um, Thank you guys for watching. I want to thank TW once again for coming on, and giving us some insight to how, and obviously how he runs his team, but what he's doing to win. Obviously, like I said, I want defense. He said his defense carried him through the playoffs. Defense is a huge theme for me, and I think for most of the top teams is defending first, and then finding a way to put points on the board. So that's it, man. Happy Saturday. Draft is Monday. We'll do a draft. And the reason why I did the show tonight is so that I can focus more on the draft. And so that show on Monday will be just all about the draft, unless I think about something to deviate on up until that point. But that's all I have for tonight. Enjoy your night. Go drink or don't drink, or stay in and watch some of these games. I'll definitely tune into some of the games. And that's all I have for you tonight, guys. I appreciate the other guys who dropped in, who watched for a little bit, was talking to me. I can't give you my undivided attention or too much because I'm trying to get the league information out. But I'll definitely go back and watch this and watch the comments and see if I can just see what everything you were saying in particular in terms of joining something and opening something up for me to get into. That's all, you guys. Peace out. I definitely got to get like a signature joint or whatever, like a Big Poppy or a Sammy Sosa something, or a Mark McGuire. I don't know. I need something signature, like a LeBron or something. I need something signature as an intro, and an exit, or an outro, whatever. I think that'd be fun. But that's it. Night.